What's up, my fellow demigods, heroes, and monsters? Before we start today's Tales of Olympus episode, I want to do a massive, exclusive announcement that is going to let you step straight into the mythic world yourself. Now, if you've been following the pod, you know that I have other creative projects other than recording. I make songs, I do coding, and stuff. So, anyways, for these last few months, I've been building a custom 3D Greek mythology adventure game in Delidex EDU, or formerly CoSpaces EDU. And next week, I am taking this project on the road, heading out to present it live at other schools in Taiwan. They have absolutely no idea what's hitting them, but the hype is real. And here is the best part. I am not keeping this epic quest locked away. The second I am done with my school presentations next week, I am taking the link completely public. That's right. Every single one of you listening will get to play it for free. Yes, you might need to download Delidex EDU, the app, or the website, and create a completely free account, but it isn't much. It can probably take you 1 to 2 minutes to just get inside, click the link, and join in. So, what exactly are you getting yourself into? Well, I can't do any spoilers, so wait for next week. Don't worry, I'll be telling you exactly how to get into Delidex very fast, and yeah, hope you guys are excited, because I know I am too. Wish me luck, and let's get on with the episode. Booyah! Hey guys, welcome back to Tales of Olympus, the podcast where we dive into the wildest, most dramatic, and sometimes just downright unbelievable stories from Greek mythology. I'm your host, Ariel I Gou, and today we are diving into a story that is basically the ancient Greek version of a massive soap opera. We are talking about a guy who was so obsessed with his own face that he literally turned into a plant, and a girl who couldn't speak for herself because of a savage goddess curse. Hera. Anyways, yep, today's episode is all about Narcissus and Echo. Let's kick things off with our favorite segment, Fun Facts with Ariel. P.S. It's new, so hope you guys like it. Anyways, fun fact number 1. Have you ever used the word narcissist to describe someone who takes way too much selfies or won't stop talking about how awesome they are? You can thank Narcissus himself, because the word comes straight from him. Fun fact number 2. The word echo also directly comes from this story. The Greeks loved explaining how nature worked by creating a tragic backstory for everyday things. Fun fact number 3. Narcissus was actually a demigod. His dad was the river god Cephisus, and his mom was a nymph named Liriope. So he definitely had that elite, godly DNA working for him. Now, grab your nectar and ambrosia because it's time to start the story. The story starts with Echo. Now, Echo was a mountain nymph, and she had one major superpower. She could talk. Like, seriously, she could talk the hind leg off a minotaur. She was bubbly, energetic, and loved a good gossip session. If she were still alive today, she'd definitely be that friend who sends you 21-minute voice notes in a row on WhatsApp. But as we know with Greek myths, if you hang around the gods long enough, your talents will get you in deep trouble, even if you don't mean it, especially then. Enter Hera, the Queen of Olympus. Hera was, as usual, hunting down Zeus because he was hanging out on Earth with other nymphs instead of being with her and doing his job. Hera, as always, is absolutely furious, stomping through the woods like a T-Rex, ready to catch him in the act. Zeus, being a total coward, panicked. He spotted Echo and begged her to help him.
Echo, please, distract my wife or I am toast. Do this, and I owe you a massive favor on Olympus.
Well, it turned out he didn't actually give her a massive favor, but Echo didn't know that, and she was generally a kind person in general. Well, that's not a lot of generals. Okay, anyways, as I said, she's a kind person, so she didn't even think about it and said, "Say no more, King of the Sky. I got you." When Hera showed up, steam practically coming out of her ears, Echo intercepted her. She started telling Hera these incredibly long, winding, dramatic stories about the latest forest gossip. She talked about how great the goddess were, about the latest satyr fashion trends, which the dryads were arguing about, the weather, literally anything to keep Hera from looking around. And it totally worked. Echo's non-stop talking gave Zeus enough time to sneak away back to Olympus. Now, quick fact here. Did you know how your phone automatically sends spam calls straight to voicemail so they don't bother you? Echo was basically the ancient world's first human spam filter, blocking Hera's notifications so Zeus could stay offline. But Hera is no fool. When she realized Zeus was gone and that Echo had been intentionally stalling her, her face turned purple with rage. Pro tip for life: never ever prank or lie to the Queen of Olympus. It never ends well. There are thousands before Echo to prove that, and I do not need to talk about it this episode. If you really want to hear about it, it's on you, so go back to our earlier episodes. Hera didn't turn Echo into a monster, but she gave her a punishment that it was honestly worse for a chatterbox like Echo. She cursed her voice box.
From this day forward, you lose the power to speak your own thoughts. You will never be able to speak first, and you will only ever be able to repeat the very last words that someone says to you,
she stated angrily. And just like that, Echo was trapped in a silent world, only able to mimic others. Talk about a major text-to-speech glitch. Now we switch gears to Narcissus. Narcissus was a hunter, and to be totally fair, he was ridiculously good looking. Like, if he were alive today, he would have 50 million followers on Instagram and a verified checkmark just for existing. Everyone fell in love with him instantly. Nymphs, mortals, and even other guys. The problem? He knew it, and he was a total jerk about it. He rejected every single person who showed interest in him, breaking hearts left and right with zero remorse. He was the king of leaving people on red. But honestly, there was a reason he was so shielded from mirrors. When Narcissus was just a baby, his mother, Liriope, noticed he was already shockingly good looking. Worried about his future, she went to visit a famous blind seer named Tiresias to ask if her baby boy would live to a ripe old age. Tiresias gave her a super cryptic, totally creepy prophecy like any other seer in ancient Greek. He said, "Narcissus will live a long life, as long as he never knows himself. Which basically meant he'll be totally fine as long as he never looked at his own face. Talk about the ultimate spoiler alert. One day, Narcissus was hunting in the woods where Echo lived. Echo saw him brushing his hair out of his eyes, and she immediately got major butterflies. She wanted to talk to him so badly, but because of Hera's curse, she had to wait for him to speak first. She followed him stealthily through the bushes, but she wasn't very quiet. Narcissus heard twigs snapping and stopped.
Who's there?
Come out! Come out!
Why are you avoiding me?
Avoiding me!
Let us join together here.
Join together here! But when Echo tried to hug him, Narcissus cringed back like she had the cooties.
Hey, hands off! I would rather die than let a girl like you have power over me.
Narcissus laughed, adjusted his quiver, and walked away, leaving Echo completely devastated. She hid in the dark caves, refusing to eat or sleep, wasting away from sadness until her body totally disappeared. All that was left of her was her voice, hiding in rocky places, waiting to repeat whatever you yell at her. Think about when you say, "Hey Siri," and it repeats a version of what you asked. Every time you talk to a smart speaker, hear a response, or hear your voice bounce off a canyon wall, you're interacting with Echo's ancient, heartbroken voice. But wait, the story doesn't end there. Because Nemesis, the goddess of revenge, was watching. You can go back to the episode Minor Gods, Major Respect, Part 1 and Part 2. Hear more about Nemesis. Anyways, back to the story. Nemesis saw how cruelly Narcissus treated Echo and all his other broken-hearted fans, and she decided it was time for some cosmic justice.
You think you're too good for everyone else, Narcissus? Fine. You will love someone just like they loved you, but you will never, ever be able to have them.
A few days later, Narcissus was hot and sweaty from hunting. He stumbled upon a hidden, crystal-clear pool of water. It was so undisturbed, it looked like a perfect silver mirror. He leaned down to take a sip, and that's when he saw himself. He saw the most beautiful face he had ever seen. The eyes like stars, the perfect hair, the flawless jawline. It was absolute perfection. Narcissus immediately fell head over heels in love. But it was his own reflection. He was so blinded by the conceit that he didn't realize it, completely triggering Tiresias' old prophecy. He tried to kiss the image, but the water just rippled and broke apart. He tried to reach out and hug the handsome stranger, but his hands just got wet and ruined the picture. He stayed by that pool for days, completely paralyzed by his own face. He forgot to eat, forgot to drink, and he forgot to live. He just stared at himself. As he lay dying of hunger by the water, he looked at the reflection one last time.
Goodbye, beautiful youth, who I love in vain.
In vain. Narcissus took his final breath and closed his eyes forever. When the forest nymphs came to find his body to give him a burial, his body was completely gone. In its exact spot grew a beautiful white and yellow flower, bending its stem over the water, forever looking at its own reflection. And that, guys, is how we got the Narcissus flower. which you might know as a daffodil. So, what is the moral of today's myth, demigods? Number 1, don't play games with Hera. Number 2, don't leave people unread or treat them like garbage. And finally, number 3, and for the love of Poseidon, do not stare at your reflection or your phone screen for too long, or you will turn into a houseplant. And that, guys, is it for today's episode of Tales of Olympus. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, leave a 5-star review, and let me know in the comments which myth we should tackle next time. As always, my name is Ariel. I'm 11 years old, and I will see you next episode. Bye!